Hi students, it's me, Mrs. Louderback, and today we're going to be using a reasoning tool to kind of work out our thought process in explaining what created the channel on Mars. So in Google Classroom, you'll have this spreadsheet that you're going to have out open for you in order to start formulating your sentences and explaining what caused the channel on Mars. Then I'm going to have you open up your notebook because you're going to need the evidence gradient as well as the key concepts to help you in your writing as well. So as I go through the directions here, please make sure you're watching the video, following along, and if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email me and I'll try my best to support you as I can. So your job is to use evidence to support your claims when you write in order to convince your audience. Think about the people who will be reading your arguments. You are writing these arguments about the channel on Mars for the planetary geologist at the Universal Space Agency. So we need to remember we have been investigating this question in today's lesson, which is how do scientists construct arguments. So we're going to need to look closely at our claim, consider all of our evidence, and provide a solid reasoning that our evidence supports the claim. So a convincing argument is supported by evidence in the process of reasoning. You constructed your arguments like scientists, so we're going to make sure that what we're doing is we're writing our arguments to the best we can. So we want the strongest evidence, whether it is in support or opposing the claim. Okay, the reasoning tool here will help us in creating our reasoning sentences. The work we do with the tool will make it easier for you to write your arguments later next week. This tool will help you pull apart each idea and connect your evidence to the claim. So we're going to go through each of the evidence cards today and kind of reason out why it matters. This whole process is part of the scientific argument. And so, it starts with a question. In this case, our question is what formed the channel on Mars. Our claim that the geologic process that made the channel on Mars was flowing water. And then we're going to have evidence that will support the claim. So this kind of scientific argument here process is done by all scientists across the world. It's just a way to do that scientific processing and reasoning. All right. So we're going to review some important things about our scientific argument, and you'll see this often, but it typically begins with a question and our claim. So again, our question is what formed the channel on Mars. Our claim is that the channel on Mars was created by water. And then what we're going to look closely today is the evidence and creating a reasoning that will support the evidence. So I'm going to talk you through how you can use your reasoning tool today to write your argument row by row on your little chart here. Okay, so I've got your question, what geologic process formed the channel on Mars? I have our claim, flowing water formed the channel on Mars. Below, the first three sections, let me kind of zoom out here. The first three pieces of evidence are in support of the claim. Okay, so you're going to read the cards here and discuss how it supports the claim. Then you're going to go and find out which key concepts are related to that claim. All right, and then here you'll just do the drop-down arrow and select the sentence that best fits. Down below, these two pieces of evidence are how do not support the claim. So you want to be writing about how these evidence does not show that lava created the channel on Mars. Okay, so let's kind of go through this. So you kind of want to start with your claim itself. Flowing water formed the channel on Mars in your reasoning tool. So when I go to my reasoning tool, right, and I see that evidence card A is about flowing water, I'm going to select that flowing water created the channel on Mars. Okay, then, okay, I'm going to consider the evidence. So the evidence is that the channel on Mars has curved branching shape, just like channels formed by flowing water. So that's kind of evidence card A here, all right? And so you want to read through each piece of evidence carefully and pick out things. So in this case, this is an observation. And these are observations we have made about the channel on Mars and the shapes that we have seen compared to Earth. So when I go to my, here it is, when I go to my reasoning tool here, and I see that in the satellite and aerial images, channels formed by water on Earth are curved and branching similar to the channel on Mars. This matters. Okay, we want to explain why this is important. So you kind of want to think about, why is this important? How does it compare with Mars? Why does this piece of evidence support our claim that flowing water created the channel on Mars? All right, so what that would look like is it matters because when two landforms have a similar shape, they were likely formed by the same geologic process. This supports the idea that the channel on Mars was also formed by flowing water. See how this is set up? It's related to the key concept. Okay, so again, that's something we're looking at. This matters because the landforms between the channels on Earth and Mars are similar in shape and size. Okay, so you notice how my sentence isn't necessarily, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger so you guys can read it. Okay, it's not exactly the same as what's written here. That is perfectly okay. Okay, I kind of want you to think in your own words, in your own terms. It doesn't have to be exactly what's on my slide. It doesn't have to be what I write. We want it to be thinking of our own reasoning, and it should read like you. Okay. And so again, so I have here, this matters because landforms between the channels on Earth and Mars are similar in shape and size. And then I would add geologic processes. Geologic processes that form, or rather create, landforms in a similar way proves that the channel on Mars was created by flowing water. Okay, and that just is tying back into the previous. All right. All right, so then here, key concept that's related to this particular evidence, I'm going to open up my notebook. I'm going to find my key concept, and I would say this is key concept 2. When landforms on different rocky planets look similar, it is evidence that they have been formed by the same geologic process. So I would just write key concept 2. All right. So this is, and then, you've already done this. So this is kind of what I'm wanting to see out of your work here, is you kind of processing why each of these evidence cards support the claim that water created the channel on Mars. All right. So you're going to have to go back through your slides occasionally to revisit the lesson, to reread the key concepts, and to formulate your sentences. All right. And to kind of create your little argument. All right. I know this can be difficult. So I've got some sentence starters here to help you, which is, the evidence that supports my claim is my first piece of evidence geologists found. And then that would be describing the evidence, which is kind of already there for you. But then how it supports, if these are similar, then this is important because, so, comma, since I really like this one based on the evidence, I conclude that, or this claim is stronger because. Each of these is good little sentence starters to help you with your writing on your sentences. All right. Essentially, guys, you're only writing 4 sentences today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, you're just going to pick the key concepts that are related. And then this is just a drop-down arrow. And you're going to select that flowing water created the channel on Mars, or flowing lava did not create the channel on Mars. And again, I want to remind you that the bottom has to do with how does this evidence not support the claim. All right, so here it's kind of refuting. This is good analytical process because in an argument, you want to be able to pick why evidence is not strong. It's kind of that little, kind of like a counter argument, you could say, that you'll use within it. Okay, so again, 4 sentences, find the key concepts that relate, and then pick the drop down arrow. I will have this reasoning tool slides available for you to revisit. I will also have the video posted. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email and let me know. But the goal is that Monday or Tuesday coming back next week, we will open up our reasoning tool and revisit our sentences. I also want to tell you guys, really, really take this seriously and write your sentences because we are going to write a formal report. And if you remember from last semester, when you have your sentences made and written well, you just get to do the fun job of just copying and pasting those into your report. All right, so a little bit of effort now will pay off at the end, and you're not going to work twice as hard, okay? So I will see you then, and have a great day. Bye.